Equals in those moments when you're surrounded by people, colleagues at work, family gatherings, or even among friends, and yet, there's a lingering emptiness that follows you around, like shadows on a sunny day. Have you ever stopped to let yourself feel the weight of it? It can feel like you're in a crowded room but somehow disconnected, almost as if there's a transparent wall between you and everyone else. You might smile, nod, engage in conversations, yet there's a part of you that feels as though it's waiting for something unseen, like an unspoken promise hiding around the corner. This sensation, this inexplicable longing, creates a space between what is and what could be. It's like a silent pause in a conversation that leaves you anticipating the next words. You carry on, of course, as you must, with your responsibilities. You manage one task after another, a flurry of emails, a cascade of calls, errands that map out your day. But beneath it all, there's a gentle tension under the surface, a quiet realization, subtle but persistent, whispering to you about something more, something just beyond your current horizon. And perhaps, in those very moments, you've been giving your best to those around you. You've shown kindness, offered help, and shared laughter. However, as evening falls and you're left with your thoughts, there are times you feel your love isn't reciprocated in the way you silently hope it will be. That gentle ache of unreturned affection can make the silence within you seem louder. As you lie in bed after another long day, or as you sit drinking your morning coffee alone before the world wakes up, you may find yourself wondering if your efforts even make a difference to those you care about. These emotions don't present an easy solution, and their subtle contradictions, wanting to stay hopeful yet sometimes feeling discouraged, can make everyday life feel a little heavier. It's as if you're carrying an invisible backpack, the weight of these emotions adding to its burden, step by step, as you move through your day. And then there are those moments when you so desperately desire answers, clarity on the path you walk. Maybe you find yourself at a crossroads, considering new opportunities, making pivotal choices in your life, but it seems the world responds with only silence. This yearning for a sign, this plea for a word or a gesture, can make the silence feel tangible, almost like a dense fog surrounding you. It's easy to feel alone standing in that fog, questioning whether you're heading in the right direction, whether there's a guiding light amid the murkiness. But what if these seasons of silence, as challenging as they might be, hold a more profound purpose? What if they're shaping you, preparing you for something you can't yet see or understand? Think about those times when you're immersed in the noisy shuffle of life, sitting in traffic, surrounded by the endless hum of engines, or maybe on a crowded train where voices overlap and footsteps echo. Yet, amid this chaos, there's a little part of you that's drawn to stillness, to those moments where you feel the gentle nudge to pause. It's as if this nudge is a gift, silently wrapped in the ordinary, waiting for you to notice its presence. Maybe it's during a mundane commute, as the familiar route unfolds through the window, or while running errands, pushing a cart through the grocery store aisles, the faces around you blurring into a gentle hum of life as your mind drifts to deeper thoughts and questions. These whispers of silence that you encounter are not voids to be feared or spaces to be filled with noise, but rather sacred invitations where God is working something intricate within you. Even when your prayers feel unanswered and God's voice seems distant, that quiet process of preparation is still at work. It's as though God is weaving a tapestry with threads delicate and unseen, stitching elements like patience, humility, and resilience into the fabric of your life. Every moment of stillness you experience is His gentle nudge towards growth, even if it feels like you're standing still. Consider Joseph, in all his complexity. His life, stretched across long years where dreams seemed impossible and hopes were deferred, often seemed like an unwritten symphony of silence and waiting. Yet every step of his often frustrating journey was a preparation not visible to the world, but essential nonetheless. It wasn't meaningless wandering but a carefully orchestrated prelude to his purpose, one that would eventually reveal the tapestry woven by God. This quiet work of God in Joseph's life took time, significantly more time than he might have liked or imagined, but it was deeply enriching in ways he couldn't comprehend until later. Imagine being in a place where the fragments of this silence that you encounter come together like a gentle teacher. They teach you invaluable lessons, patience, a soft understanding that not every moment demands immediate answers or quick resolutions. With each passing day spent in this school of silence, your character is shaped and reshaped, fostering deep roots of faith in soil that might initially seem barren. It's as if God is using these times to draw you closer, refining your inner self without the noise of the world creeping in and dictating who you should be. You don't walk this path alone, even when it feels like you're the only one traversing it. Jesus is near, like a steady friend, abiding with you in these quiet spaces. His presence may not always be felt loudly or overtly, but it's deeply transformative in the subtle work it carries out in your heart. He's the gentle whisper, the soft assurance that reminds you continuously that you are seen, loved, and guided even when clarity eludes you, even when the path seems to stretch endlessly ahead with no visible markers. These reflective seasons, with all their mystery, invite you to look within deeply, to seek Jesus not in the grand and spectacular displays but in the softly spoken truth that resonates within your soul. Here, in this sacred stillness where the rush of life quietens, you can find His love restoring you in ways you never imagined. You can hear the invitation, almost imperceptible, to lean into His embrace and trust the process unfolding within and around you. You come to realize that this silent, unseen crafting of your spirit is where He prepares you for the paths you will walk ahead. As you journey through this time of silence, it becomes an opportunity to deepen your relationship with God in significant and life-altering ways. Allow yourself to rest in His presence, to take shelter in the moments of stillness, and to embrace them as blessings given not as an afterthought but as a cherished gift. Observe how the quiet slowly reshapes your perception, gently guiding your thoughts toward the eternal rather than the ephemeral. In this humble space, far from the clamors of the world, your heart can find peace and assurance in His unwavering love. Amid life's everyday tasks, the moments between meetings, the commute to and from work, the mundane errands that fill your week, or the routine tidying up at home, allow these experiences and spaces to be moments to connect with Him silently and genuinely. The simplicity of life, often overlooked, can become offerings of prayer, a constant, nourishing conversation with Him that sustains and enriches your soul. The gradual unfolding of this preparation may seem slow, even painstakingly slow, at times frustrating as it feels like you take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Yet every delay, every moment of stillness, serves a purpose beyond your immediate understanding or even your comfort. As you navigate through life's transitions, a new job, an evolving relationship, a change in routine, see these changes not as disruptions but as steps toward the fulfillment God has planned specifically for you. When doubts arise, as they often and inevitably do in these quiet interludes, reach out to Jesus. Reach out knowing you have a confidant who listens with a heart full of understanding and grace. Let His gentle presence remind you of love's constancy, the love that does not waver in silence but blooms beautifully. In the stillness, let yourself hear Him calming your fears, reiterating His promises with a quiet strength that transcends the noise of your anxieties. Picture those early disciples, wandering through towns, sowing seeds of faith, often encountering only silence or even rejection. They couldn't see the full picture of the divine narrative they were part in, yet they continued, trusting with each step that God's hand was at work in ways they could not measure. In their waiting and silence, their faith was proven and strengthened, not through loud proclamations or grandiose gestures, but through simple acts of love, obedience, and hope. So, too, in your life, Each moment of silence is a chance for God to whisper His tender mercies to your heart. His love is there, alive and vibrant, gently echoing in the simplest of voices, waiting for you to lean in closer and truly listen. Take comfort in knowing that these pauses are not in vain. They are fertile grounds for growth, strength, and renewal of your spirit. Allow your heart to open like a flower in these quiet spaces, welcoming the opportunity for renewal and transformation. It's a journey of trust, one that gently unfolds the understanding over time that God is in control, shaping you with each silent passage. The depth and richness of His love are often found in these quiet, unseen moments when you admit your need not to always see, but to simply be. As you navigate through these tranquil spaces, believe that God is preparing you for something greater, something imbued deeply in love and purpose intended just for you. Trust that what unfolds from this preparation will lead you forward, equipping you with new insights and understandings crafted in the secret stillness that the world often overlooks. With time, patience, and faith as your companions on this journey, these seasons of silence will transform into a symphony of God's grace at work in your life. Can you find peace in trusting this divine process of preparation? Can you look for the fingerprints of God in the quiet, ordinary moments that dot your daily life? If you're encouraged by this reflection, consider subscribing for more gentle reminders of His ever-present love and guidance, guiding you softly on your journey.